These definitely are rats, and you're about to see a whole lot more of them.
Yo. Yo.
Oh my God.
Filmed in New York City Transit, the cameraman goes to perform a welfare check on a homeless person. When he pulls back the sheet though, surprise!
¿Ah?
¿Me puede ayudar?
¿Qué pasó?
Es que yo venía con un grupo de personas y me dejaron botar y no sé dónde están.
No sabes dónde está. ¿Te dejaron solo?
Pues claro, me dejaron botar.
¿Te dejaron solo botado?
Solo.
¿No vienes con mami o con papi o con alguien?
¿Ah?
¿Vienes con tu mamá o tu papá?
Nadie. Yo venía en un grupo que venía de entrega con usted y al final me dejaron botar y venía aquí a pedir auxilio.
Here's another video, this time of a young boy from Nicaragua who had been traveling with a migrant group, but was left behind in the middle of the night. The boy is clearly terrified, but the officer is very helpful and gets him to a migrant facility quickly.
¿Te dejaron botado y te dijeron que vinieras a pedir auxilio?
No, yo vengo porque si no, ¿por dónde me voy a ir? Allí voy a dejar y tal vez me pueden robar, secuestrar o algo.
Te pueden
Tengo
robar.
miedo.
¿Tienes miedo? Okay.
Sí.
Ahorita hablamos, ¿ok?
Hopefully, he is able to meet up with his family sooner rather than later. Immigration is a tough issue in Texas, but I think all sides can agree that leaving children alone in the desert is not the answer. Let's start off in the Netherlands, where an angry woman and her daughter can be seen pounding on their neighbor's door. There's no context as to what could have possibly started the encounter, but it looks like it's not the first time these two have tussled. The shocking part comes when the person inside the house decides to try and silence the angry neighbor by throwing their own flat-screen TV through their own window. Dutch translators say the video started because the homeowner threw something at the woman's car. Guess throwing is just something they love to do. One year after the October 7th attacks on Israel in 2023, the final moments of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar were captured live via drone. The footage shows Sinwar sitting in a chair inside an abandoned building. He appears to be wounded, and his face is covered by a keffiyeh. As the drones move closer, Sinwar grabs a stick and throws it towards the camera as if trying to destroy it. According to reports, IDF troops then closed in and took him out.
What the there? Oh my god! What the oh my god!
No way!
Oh my god, are you serious?
Why are you doing that?
Why are you attacking
Connected
us?
to rider support. This call may be recorded
my
for quality
God.
assurance.
Oh my
Holy sh!
This group of women records the scary moment when their driverless vehicle is being ambushed by a mob in San Francisco. The ladies are audibly terrified as a bunch of young thugs spray paint the body of the car and throw things at it. The most diabolical of all, they do this with such menacing grins. Kinda reminds you of that movie The Purge.
Hi, we're getting attacked.
Yeah, there's people spray painting the car and they're throwing things at it and now running away.
Are you guys okay? How do you need
No, we're not okay. We need, they're like hitting us with stuff.
Hit the car.
Yeah, so just to set expectation that a member of our event response team may join us to assist you with the next steps. But for the meantime, we'll go ahead and call 911 for you right away.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Please? Yeah, what should we do?
I'll be on silent hold for a minute, but I'm contacting 911 now to help us with the situation. And please assure that the doors are locked and you're safe inside this car.
Oh,
How
it's,
do-
it's
how do
trying
we-
to drive away.
Yeah, it's trying to drive away. How do we...
It's trying to move you.
Yeah.
The situation is made even more distressing when the girls try to call for help and are attended by a very unfilling customer service.
Oh my god. What?
This robber duo gets a mark for creativity, but unfortunately, 0 for effectivity. Wearing Guy Fawkes masks, this pair is caught on CCTV trying to blow up an ATM with an enormous pink balloon. Looks like someone watched V for Vendetta and got inspired to emulate its pivotal explosive moment. However, the plan blows up in their face because the blast isn't strong enough to destroy the cash point. It managed to shatter the front door, but a few seconds later, the burglars scurry away so quickly upon realizing they weren't getting any cash. The following animation represents the real-life crash of Aeroflot Flight 593. The plane took off from Hong Kong on the 23rd of March 1994 and was destined for Moscow in Russia. Sadly, it never made it, crashing into a mountain range and killing all 75 passengers and crew on board. Upon investigation, cockpit voice and flight data recorders revealed that the pilot's 15-year-old son had been present in the cockpit. Worse still, the teenager had unknowingly disengaged the plane's autopilot control. This caused the aircraft to roll into a steep bank and near vertical dive.
Полный газ, дал, полный газ, дал.
The pilots fought to level the plane and did so at least twice, but the plane stalled and went into a spin before losing altitude and colliding with the mountains. This guy was caught red-handed stealing behind a counter. Just look at the face he makes when he grabs the stuff. I can't help but laugh. Joel Osteen is one of those American-style megachurch pastors who totally practices what he preaches. However, he's not the bad guy in this footage, which shows the moment a gunman entered the massive area-style church with their young son and began opening fire at parishioners. Surveillance footage shows her walking into the church with a gun hidden under a coat. But an officer quickly spotted the weapon, leading to a confrontation.
Hey, para acá, para acá, para acá. Para allá, vámonos para allá, vámonos para allá.
Numerous shots were fired, and the woman claimed to have a bomb. Charges were eventually proven false. The saddest part was that her young son was injured in the confrontation.
Get your ass up. Come on, bitch. Come on. Get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here.
Of course, dogs can be problems in some cases, especially if they're abused or trained to hurt others. This footage shows a man walking up to his neighbor's house and ringing the doorbell when, suddenly, an angry dog comes around the corner and confronts him. Luckily, he's holding a brush used for cleaning snow off of his car.
This here. Hey, man, y'all need to tie that goddamn dog up, man. You think I'm playing with y'all with this damn dog? Get that goddamn dog in the house, man.
He then confronts the neighbors for letting their violent dog run around out of control like that. Good thing he was able to act quickly.
Silver, get your ass in the house.
Sorry, Elon, but your cars work about as well as your website nowadays. This video shows a Chinese Tesla driver attempting to park a car only to have the electric vehicle malfunction and take off down the road at very high speeds. CCTV footage from around the city shows the car almost literally flying around corners and through intersections, presumably while the 55-year-old driver is frantically trying to maintain control. As he would later state, the brake pedal would not respond no matter what he did. Fortunately, the out-of-control car finally crashes into a building, but not before inadvertently killing 2 people and injuring another 3 during the robotic rampage. Tesla said it was working with Chinese authorities to identify what really happened, but has not admitted blame just yet. For this angry driver, it's hammer time. Just not in the way we expected. Here, he's caught on camera hurling a hammer through another driver's windshield. What circumstances caused the man to stop in the middle of the road and did that is unclear, but he definitely looks so pissed at the other driver. Well, he's gotta have time to explain it since he's arrested 3 days later. This seemingly innocent footage shows 16-year-old identical twins, Jasmia and Tasmia Whitehead, entering their school in Conyers, Georgia. What it doesn't show is the 2 honor roll students brutally beating their mother to death. In January 2010, 34-year-old Jarmeka Whitehead, known as Nikki, was found dead in the bathroom of her home. She had been beaten by her daughters with a vase and stabbed repeatedly. Though the twins initially pled not guilty, evidence showed that they had committed the brutal attack. They later pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter. They are each currently serving 30 years in prison, though they could be paroled as early as 2026. Like we mentioned earlier, lately teenagers have been pulling pranks that are supposed to be funny, but honestly, they're getting more extreme, and they're not really funny at all. Just ask this woman, who took a prank very personally and had a completely over-the-top reaction. Now she's facing charges after she tried to run over these kids because of the prank.
It's alright, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay.
Maybe an overreaction? This guy may take the award for Landscaper of the Year. The video first shows him simply tending to the grass. However, after noticing some commotion down the road, he uses his weed eater to attack some suspects who had just recently stolen a car. One of the robbers then tries to attack him. Fortunately, he still has his trusty weed eater and is able to knock the young thief down several times before he finally makes his escape. It's not a chainsaw, but this footage definitely has a distinct horror movie feel to it. Speaking of Karens entering freak-out mode, how about this woman who seems utterly furious at her neighbor's car? The video starts with her clubbing out the back window of the vehicle before returning to slash the tires.
Hey, how you doing? All right? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm just making sure. Do you need help with anything? Oh, good. Oh, okay, yeah. Just thought, like maybe you had some trouble with a neighbor or something.
She then speaks to the neighbor filming the incident from her balcony, as if it was just any old Tuesday. The craziest thing about these types of reactions is that she's gonna have to pay for it later. It's hard to figure out what other way destroying someone else's property could end. Here's another bizarre video from Brazil, this time in the upscale neighborhood of Belo Horizonte in Lourdes. The footage shows a 50-year-old cleaning woman just spraying down the sidewalk outside of a nearby home when a jogger runs up with his dog and begins talking to her. All of a sudden, he rips the hose from her hand and begins dousing her head. As the two struggle for the hose, the older woman ends up getting knocked to the ground. The cleaning lady injured her knee but was otherwise okay. When she reported the incident, she said that the man was angry at her for wasting water, even though she was just doing her job. While conservation is definitely an important thing to consider, this is hardly the right way to go about it. Another day, another looting. This footage records a bunch of thugs in balaclavas attempting to break open the door of a 7-Eleven in Cali. A staff can be seen bravely holding the fort on his own, armed only with a metal bar.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, you sucker in the face. Hey, fuck that nigga. Kill him. Hey, throw a trash can at him. Get the fuck out of here.
Alas, this one man is no match for the rowdy mob who quickly flies into the store and takes whatever they want. Soon, they attract even more looters and things devolve into a free-for-all. Franz Richelt was a French tailor, inventor, and parachuting pioneer. Sometimes referred to as the Flying Tailor, he was obsessed with developing an aviation suit that would convert into a parachute and allow a pilot to survive should they have to exit their plane in midair. He tested his suit on dummies and had some early success, but wanted to try his suit out for real. Eventually, he was granted permission to launch a dummy from the Eiffel Tower, but when he turned up, he was adamant that he was going to jump himself. People tried to stop him, but on the 4th of February, he leapt off the iconic structure. Unfortunately, the parachute failed to deploy, and Franz plummeted 57 meters, 187 feet, to his death. Some claim his death was the first ever to be recorded on film. And here we go again with pranks that literally no one finds funny. All they do is cause headaches and anger. This TikToker was sentenced to 3 years in prison for blocking train tracks to film a stupid TikTok video. Yes, you heard that right. There are people that dumb in the world. And on top of that, he was just sitting there all relaxed with his chair, table, and cigarette. Honestly, I'm glad he got sentenced to 3 years in prison. Maybe he'll learn to use his brain a little.
Deep down in my heart, I'm ethnocentric, which means I think my race is the superior one.
Oh,
Wait, no, let me finish. Let me finish.
Hey, look.
So, white is better than all.
No, let me finish. Let me
Go
finish.
ahead.
Hey.
I think everybody thinks that, they're just not honest about
Hey,
it.
I'm not racist though. I like all types of kinds.
Did I say I don't like people?
People only think
Wait,
that.
so you said you are what? You are racist?
You saying you're like
You're
I think
racist?
everybody's a racist at that level.
No, you said you are racist.
To say Texas doesn't have a great history when it comes to race relations is a bit of an understatement, but this teacher is taking things to a whole new level. While on camera, after stating that he's ethnocentric, which he improperly defines as meaning that he thinks his race is the superior one, he admits that he is not only racist, but thinks that everyone else is as well.
So you're
I
racist.
think I slightly feel you something.
Put your phone up.
I respected you. I actually respected you for a while, but like
I'm putting
now,
the phone up.
I don't even got no more respect for you.
Put it up.
Yeah, for real. I don't think I got respect for him no more, bro.
The fact that he explains this fact so calmly while being filmed is truly baffling. The fact that he was only placed on leave is even more so.
Yo, so I come to my car, I see this letter on my car. I'm parked at my homeboy's crib. And I get this letter, please do not park in front of our home. So I went and knocked on the door and asked why. It's a public street. And she said she owns this parking spot. She owns it.
Here's a guy who was simply trying to visit a friend, filming a note he found waiting on his car upon leaving. It seems polite enough. Please do not park in front of our home. Upon asking the homeowner what the problem was, he was informed that she apparently owns the parking spot, despite it very clearly being a public street.
This guy right here is on my property.
Because I knocked on the door.
Coming and knocking on my door. And causing us problems. I don't know who this guy is, but he needs to leave.
And I asked,
Can
why
you
was
leave
she?
my property?
I'm not on your property.
Leave my property.
I'm not on your property.
Sure, leave my property.
I'm on the sidewalk. I'm a public.
Leave my property.
I'm on public property.
You need to leave my property.
I can stay right here.
Okay, that's it. That's it. I've had enough. Why are you laughing?
Because that's the rudest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Moments later, the young Karen appears, apparently on the phone with the police. An argument ensues over the definition of public versus private property.
This is a public street. This is a public street. So of course I'm gonna knock on your door.
Then I'm gonna put a note on your car. Don't park in front of my house.
This isn't. This is. Where does it say this is property of?
28455 Hidden Hills, right there.
That's your property.
That's my property.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Can you leave?
No, it's not.
You don't live here, sir.
It doesn't matter. I'm visiting. Okay. So do you do this for everyone that comes and visits?
No, but there's people who park in front of my house continuously.
It doesn't matter.
Can you please leave?
Oh no. This is. I have every right to be right here.
You have right to stay there, but you don't have to be.
You don't. This is a.
Please don't park in front of my house.
You know what I'm gonna do? I might just come out here and park every weekend right here.
You sure could. You
And
could
I'm
if you
gonna
wanted.
every week.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So, I mean,
This some rude ass shit.
You're being rude right now.
No.
Yeah.
Bro, you already know that's wrong.
Next comes the husband. What the homeowners don't seem to understand is that this man can park wherever he wants.
I'm asking you not to park in front of my house.
Well,
We're doing that.
you could ask all day long.
Right, and you could say you're not gonna. That's fine. But other than that, filming just childish little things.
No. This is childish, bro.
No, you're being childish.
No. You
I'm not your bro. You're being
childish. I'm not your bro. Like, it don't matter. You can call the police. You can call whatever.
I don't need to call the police. Why would you do that?
Whatever your wife is doing.
My wife is not doing anything except saying, please don't park in front of her house. And we're allowed to do that. This is America.
And I'm allowed to knock on your door and ask why.
You sure are.
Right.
Now you know the reason. So
Okay.
have a nice day. Okay? Go about your business.
Nah, man.
Yeah, you can stand there and film me all day. You just look like a stupid person.
No. This is stupid.
The resulting discussion is pretty childish, but it's clear the homeowners are in the wrong here.
Hey, leave her alone!
Here's a terrifying video for you. It shows an 11-year-old girl in Los Angeles being approached by a creepy man who can be seen literally rushing across the street to catch up with her. Luckily, a neighbor is watching and shouts, "Leave her alone," just in time.
Hey, leave her alone!
Suddenly realizing he's being watched, the man turns around and walks away defiantly before getting in his car and driving away. It's a good thing this vigilant woman was on guard, because who knows what would have happened to this poor girl otherwise. These two construction workers are in the middle of working with the scaffolding when accident strikes. While trying to drag the scaffolding with one person sitting on top, one of the wheels gets caught in a pillar and loses balance, sending the guy on top falling backwards. Luckily, his friend who's below him manages to break his fall, standing right where his friend falls. The two appear uninjured, though now they will have a broken scaffolding in their hand. After receiving reports of a shooting in Victory Boulevard, North Hollywood police in Los Angeles attended the scene to find 37-year-old Sean Griffin brandishing a firearm. Witnesses said that Griffin had already shot someone in their car, and as the police officers approached, Griffin pointed the gun at them. An exchange of bullets then caused Griffin to flee on foot. Additional officers encountered Griffin at the secondary location, and there was another shootout, but Griffin escaped again. He ran into a multi-story car park, and this is where he made his last stand. He fired at officers but was struck down and pronounced dead at the scene. A loaded firearm with 3 bullets was found next to Griffin, and additional live rounds were recovered from his person. No officers were injured. This customer had a really bad day and started yelling at everyone for no apparent reason.
All we can do is give you the food. I don't want the food. I don't want to wait. I don't have time to wait on the food again. Okay, so now what do we do?
It's either you get the food remade and you go on about your day and stop yelling at my other manager because that's no.
At one point, when the staff tried to calm him down and talk to him, he completely lost it, throwing things around the store and destroying everything.
Bro. Oh, train just came down on the blade. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
If you've ever seen how they transport those giant wind turbine blades, it's quite a sight to see. Unfortunately, so is this. It shows a truck carrying a turbine blade getting stuck on some railroad tracks.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Unable to move for several seconds, the back end of this truck is stuck by the oncoming locomotive, completely demolishing the blade and the truck cab. Talk about a communication failure. Fireworks are annoying. They're loud, they scare the dogs. However, it's just another part of living with other people, especially on the 4th of July. This lady apparently does not get that. She decides to stand in front of her home and scream at the people launching the fireworks at the top of her lungs. You would swear the lady is getting murdered or something. I hope she's okay going down in history as the neighborhood crazy lady, because that's exactly how she'll be remembered.
What the filming me for? What I'm doing is not wrong. I live here.
There are lots of things in this world that qualify as weapons. Clearly, we've just seen that scythes are one of them. But this man in Philadelphia has an even more unique approach. a dirty hypodermic needle. Footage shows him entering a Wawa convenience store with his face partially covered by a scarf and hat. After shuffling around for a few seconds, he points the dirty needle at the clerk and demands money from the register. Unsure of what to do, the clerk just gives in to his demands. I mean, who knows what could be in the needle or on it? Most clerks are trained that no amount of money is worth their life. The robber made off with an unknown amount of money and remains on the loop to this day.
Okay, folks, I apologize for my appearance here, but, I've been fighting this Trump thing for quite a while. And I want you guys to know that it's over for Trump. Joseph Biden was executed in 2019. John Kennedy Jr. showed up. And Trump is a rapist pig. Now, I've had it with this. I've been told by heaven and Marion Albright to take Trump down. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I have ancestral authority. Chief Crazy Bull of the 1858 Yankton Treaty, that's my... I own the Black Hills per the 1980 court case, Fort Laramie versus, United States versus Sioux. But I'm also got Article 5 of the 1858 Yankton Treaty. And I want my... I have mineral rights, air rights, and everything else been stolen from me. I want Trump in a body bag. I want John Kennedy Jr. in a body bag on TV.
In a video posted on Facebook, an Idaho man records himself detailing his plan to kill Donald Trump. The man, identified as Warren Jones Crazy Bull, 64, goes on a tirade about wanting Trump in a body bag, says that he got a premonition telling him to kill Trump, and rattles off a series of other threats to the former president.
And I want the military to turn this country back over to me, well, because we're going to do some other stuff. I got some other bigger plans going. But tell you what, Trump, Donald J. Trump, you are hereby expelled from heaven. Your immunity is revoked. And as the king of everywhere, Trump, you're going to have your head chopped off. But not before first being stabbed in the heart with a wooden stick, because you're a vampire just like Kennedy. But I want the Kennedy's assets seized, the Trump's assets seized, the Flynn's assets seized, and the Spencer's assets seized. All of it. Now, I'm not joking here. I'm tired of this. Yeah, Jesus Christ, Tracy Jones showed up because somebody let off a God particle, and Trump blew off a couple of Trump and Kennedy blew off a couple of more nuclear warheads downstairs, apparently.
It seems like there's a bit of religious fanaticism thing going on with this guy because he mentions Jesus and heaven a lot during the video. He also states his intention to head to Bedminster and personally kill him. Crazy Bull, what an apt name, by the way, was eventually apprehended by law enforcement for his stunt. On July 22, 2018, cameras at an apartment complex in Brazil captured the moments before and after a woman was murdered. Tatane Spitzner and her husband, Luis Manvele, returned home in the early hours of the morning. They can be seen arriving in a car park and appear to be having an argument. Moments later, Tatane runs from Luis, who chases her and grabs her in the elevator. Tatane struggles to try to get away, but she is unable to, and the last time we ever see her, she is pushed onto the floor and ordered into the apartment. "20 minutes later, Luis re-enters the elevator, covered in blood and clearly in distress. He starts wiping down the elevator in an attempt to get rid of the evidence. As we now know, this blood came from Titane's body, which had been thrown into the street from their 4th floor balcony. Luis had taken her body back into the apartment. He later claimed his wife had jumped, but an autopsy revealed that she had died from asphyxia. Luis was sentenced to more than 31 years in prison for the murder. It's fine to stand up for your kid, but if you're going to get aggressive, all you're going to do is embarrass both him and yourself.
Let go of his leg!
This man was at his son's game and his son was losing. His ego and pride got so hurt that he punched the referee.
I got it in 4K, y'all.
The game was supposedly for kids, and the guy throwing punches is the dad. Who's supposed to be the responsible adult here? Clearly, not this guy. Let's lighten things up with some footage of a happy, responsible driver just trying to make their way home after a long day at work. The only problem? Their car is missing its front wheel, essentially turning it into a 1-ton sled that runs on sparks. We can't get a great look at the driver from the footage, but if they're doing anything but flipping out, they're too calm to be behind the wheel of this monstrosity. Let's move over to Clarksville, Tennessee, where a 78-year-old woman has just arrived at a Baptist church for a prayer meeting. Suddenly, 2 young women come to join the woman, one sitting in front of her and one sitting behind her. The woman in front then asks the woman to pray with her, bowing her head. As this happens, the second woman reaches into the older woman's bag, takes out her wallet, and grabs all the cash and credit cards from inside before putting the empty wallet back. Talk about lowest of the low. The woman then went on a $7,000 shopping spree. Fortunately, they were caught. And hopefully they'll end up with both a punishment on Earth and one in the afterlife. This man truly redefines Hell's Kitchen. While cooking in his backyard, sparks erupted from his fryer and lit up an even bigger fire afterwards. Seen from the CCTV footage from afar, it literally looks like CGI effect, doesn't it? Or perhaps whatever he's cooking is just fire. The following footage shows the moments just after 52 David Contreras fatally shot his son. Speaking to his wife through a Ring doorbell camera, he explains that his son is no longer breathing and says that he and 21-year-old Eric had been arguing earlier that day.
Is he breathing?
He's not breathing. He's dead. The fighting on the way home was unbearable. From one second to the next, he was going to go to the Keys. He was going to go with Jacob. He was going to fight girls. It's not your fault, Odie.
Julie heard you. Julie heard you. I'm sorry.
Please call my brother. I
Where's your
just talked to
brother?
him.
Where's your brother?
Please.
Where's your brother? He's gonna go to jail.
Police body cam footage then shows David being arrested, and he admits once more that he is responsible for his son's death. According to an arrest report, Eric had been shot multiple times for unknown reasons. He has since been charged with second-degree murder. Some people clearly have never worked a day in their lives because they don't respect other people's work or their need for rest. This woman started yelling at these two workers just because they took a break to eat, as if eating isn't a basic and necessary right to keep working.
Do I actually pay you to have your lunch? Or do I pay you to actually work? I don't think I do I? You know what time it is?
It's lunchtime.
It's not, you're not paid for lunch. You're not paid, you're actually paid to work. If you want lunch, then you get off the premises and you go and have lunch elsewhere.
I think I deserve a break, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're not going to have a break on my time. You're going to have a break on your time.
Excuse me, we are entitled to a break, you know.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pay you for the break.
You don't have to pay us for the break.
Seeing what you've done, you're actually so far behind at this moment.
Sorry, are you experienced in the kind of work that we do?
I think my husband does.
You think your husband does? Is your husband here? Has he had a look at the work? No, he hasn't, has he?
No, I've sent him photos and he's not impressed.
Right, okay. Well, if you go and have a look and see all the plastering we've done upstairs, see all the installation we've done.
I'm expecting a lot more done for that. I actually want you to, I'm actually paying you to get this finished today.
Mm.
And I was expecting this to be finished and it's not.
Finished by midday?
Yeah.
It's a 3-day job.
The quote you gave me was the fact that you'd actually finish this by midday. It's now way.
No, I didn't. I didn't say it would be finished by midday. I said it'd be finished in 3 days. It's a 3-day job. So you want us to do an 8-hour day without having a break?
Yeah.
A whole 8-hour day without having a break?
Yeah.
Of manual labour, yeah?
Personally, if I were treated like that, I'd refuse to finish the job.
That's what my waffle, guys. What they doing, bro? Come on, son. Oh, what's going down, son? Oh, shit. You wildin', guys. Oh, wildin'. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, yo, wildin'. Yo,
We've already seen a racist IHOP employee, so why not move over to Waffle House, which makes IHOP look like the Four Seasons. These customers had gotten into a fight with the Waffle House employees, and they aren't holding back. At least half a dozen of the angry customers decided to rush the line cooks and waitresses, who put up quite a resistance.
Hey, yo, they still Oh my God, bro! Oh my God, bro! You wildin'! Yo, chill! You about to go to jail? Chill! Y'all about to go to jail? You wildin'! Y'all wildin', bro!
After all, there's a running joke that the Waffle House employment application asks you if you can fight. In this case, the answer is yes.
My neighbor's gonna spray my dog with hairspray. Oh, it's on video, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a fence here, just so everybody knows.
It doesn't matter. It's on report. This dog has attacked me.
It's not on report.
Yeah, it is.
She just sprayed my dog with hairspray.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call the police now.
I have video proof.
Go ahead.
You want to replay it for you?
No, go ahead. Call the police.
We've already seen a few examples of how bad neighbors react when they encounter dogs they don't like. However, this woman is trying a whole new tactic. Footage shows her walking up to the dog, which is behind a fence, and claiming that it is attacking her, which it is not. The dog's owner then simply watches and films as the woman sprays his dog with hairspray.
My dog is
Call
barking.
Police now.
My dog is barking, that is it.
Call
She's
the
still
police.
spraying. Her dog is barking,
Call the police.
making my dog bark.
Call the police.
I probably will, actually.
I'll wait.
Well, maybe not today.
The weirdest part is that the woman has her own dog that is also barking, so it can't be the noise that's causing the problem. The two argue for a bit, and it seems like the woman might have some substance abuse issues. This looks like a scene from some action movie, but it's actually just CCTV footage from some food trucks that were robbed in the Houston, Texas area. They showed the suspect armed with a sawed-off shotgun robbing a series of 12 trucks over the course of about 2 weeks. What's crazy about this, other than the fact that he is so dedicated to robbing these specific businesses, is that the person doesn't wear any sort of mask or head covering. He seems to take no interest in protecting his identity either, because he doesn't think food trucks have cameras inside of them. Well, he was wrong. Now, the police are hunting for him all over the city, and they're even offering $5,000 to anyone who can bring him to justice.
Hello, I'm here for the fish. I think I'm waiting for my dad, so if I can take a look at it.
These days, daylight robbery just gets more creative and scary. No one could have predicted that this ordinary-looking young woman is a criminal, right? She arrives posing as a potential buyer for the owner's Porsche and wants to test drive it. But once the owner gets out of the passenger seat, she pulls the car in reverse and runs him over. The CCTV camera also catches a second car, allegedly the woman's accomplice, who's already waiting for her across the street. Thankfully, the owner suffers only minor injuries. On August 12, 2024, the Alexandria Police Department in Virginia received a call from a man who was worried that their friend was going to hurt themselves. Officers rushed to the friend's address, where they were met in the stairwell by Paul Bennon. Bennon was holding a long-barreled pistol under his chin and told the officers that he wanted to end his life. The officers then spent several minutes trying to calm him down and negotiate his surrender, but when more officers arrived, Bennon pointed his gun at them. This caused the officers to retreat to a safer distance where they carried on trying to resolve things peacefully. At one point, Bennon told the negotiator to look away as if he was going to shoot himself, but the officer refused. However, when Bennett pointed the gun at the officers for a second time, saying he was going to shoot the headlights of the police car, a tactical officer fired 3 shots, killing Bennett.
Alexandria Police Department. It's Paul, right? Paul. Paul, can we talk to you?
Hello?
Hey, Paul.
Yeah.
My name's I'm with the Alexandria Police Department. Are you inside? Can you? Would you mind opening the door and making sure that you don't have a weapon with you?
What's that?
Do you have a firearm with you right now?
No.
Can you open the door and show us your hands, please?
All right.
Thank you.
Hold on.
Paul, we just want to talk, please.
You're not
Can you
in
put the
trouble.
weapon down, Paul?
Please don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
We
Please.
don't want you to hurt yourself.
Don't do it. Don't do
Please.
it. It's only a 9 millimeter.
Sir. We don't want you to hurt yourself.
the
Back up.
Yeah.
Back up. Stay behind him. Stay behind him. Use the shield as cover.
Sir, we just want to talk to you.
You move up. You take a position right there in the corner. Will you be able to rest the weapon on the corner? Watch your barrel. Watch your barrel.
No, Paul, you're not. No, Paul,
Using the stairwell directly in from the front door.
Paul, please, just put it behind you.
The apartment's located on the 2nd floor.
Making you feel this way?
The fatal shooting was the 3rd by Alexandria Police since 2017. Something awful, like when you're trying to do something nice and it totally backfires? This guy saw a homeless person sleeping without a jacket and thought it would be a good deed to give him his own. What he didn't expect was after this kind act, the homeless person would take advantage of the moment to rob him. And not just rob him, but they even ended up in a struggle. It's situations like these that make people lose faith, and honestly, it's understandable. Here's some archive footage from the late 80s of 2 towers in San Antonio collapsing due to strong winds. The 2 100-foot structures have been erected for a special mass that was going to be said by the Pope, but it seems that the Pope's boss had a different idea. Thanks to some quick action on the behalf of the local police, they were able to clear the area of workers and civilians before the towers fell. Still, it was a nasty situation. This video is best described as a tale of 2 neighbors, one bad and one good. Here you can see the bad neighbor walking up to a local door. It might be completely innocent if it weren't for the fact they were making it a point to cover their faces as they approach. As expected, the person engages in a bit of porch piracy. Only to find themselves confronted by 2 other neighbors who witnessed the theft. After a few minutes, the vigilant neighbor returns with the police in tow. Let's hope whatever was in the package was as worthless as the person who stole it. When you're in public, you need to think. This insane video proves just how quickly a normal activity like riding down an escalator can go wrong. Footage shows a woman standing at the top of an escalator in Shanghai, China. She and her companion are attempting to handle their luggage but appear to be having some difficulties. That's when the woman loses control of her suitcase in her hand, leaving her to stand there and watch as it descends down the moving staircase. Of course, the pair quickly realize that this isn't going to end well. That's when the camera flips to the poor woman at the bottom of the escalator. She hears the suitcase fall over and turns just in time to see it come racing towards her. She tries to run, but is instead bowled over by the out-of-control luggage. Fortunately, she only sustained minor injuries.
Excuse me. My name's Lori.
All right.
I just think you're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever met.
Oh, thank you.
Could I buy one of those things for you?
Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
A 17-year-old girl was out thrift shopping and started filming when she noticed an older man acting suspiciously. The man soon approaches and strikes up a conversation by telling her she's one of the most beautiful girls he's ever met.
Are you engaged with someone or involved with someone?
No, I'm not, but...
I'm not either.
I'm only 17, so...
Okay, well, that's a good age to be.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not quite that.
All right.
He offers to buy her something from the store and then asks if she's romantically involved with anyone. The girl informs him that she's only 17, to which he replies, "That's a good age to be. I'm not quite that."
I got injured about a month or so ago. My knee is kind of, I'll show you. It's kind of banged up. I get bitten by a tick, actually. Maybe you can guess which one is bad.
Oh, I have no idea.
A weird conversation then follows, with the man first trying to show her his banged up knee and then inviting her to do work at his home in the countryside.
I'm getting a phone call. I actually have to go.
Okay. Sensing the creepy vibes, the girl pretends she is getting a phone call and wisely makes her exit. In 2019, the Chicago Transit Authority released footage of a train operator who was fired after his train struck and killed a woman on the tracks. The unnamed operator can be seen looking out the window, laughing and waving to cars passing by on the expressway nearby. Even though his attention was diverted for just 12 seconds, it was a violation of train safety protocols. It also meant that he failed to notice a woman, 37-year-old Felon Smith, who had walked onto the tracks to try to retrieve her cell phone. In the words of Smith's sister, as you can see, he notices he hit something. He stands up, his whole facial expressions change. He could have seen my sister if he was paying attention. The train driver lost his job, and the family of the victim said they intend to file a lawsuit regarding her wrongful death. This video is truly infuriating. A boy with autism was at school, and the school called the police, who then handcuffed him, isolated him in a room, and even tried to refuse to release him to his guardian. On January 25th, the student, who has autism, was reportedly provoked by a paraprofessional, leading him to run away from his classroom. This escalated into a confrontation with the SRO, who allegedly threw the student against a wall and handcuffed him.
Where's my child? Oh, okay, he's here. I want my child. He is calm. I would like my child. I've talked to Chief Vasquez. I am recording this right now. This is my child. He has special needs. They are refusing to let him out until they saw I was recording. This is how you treat my kid too, I bet.
No.
What is wrong? You're not in trouble.
I stabbed.
You're gonna come with me and we're gonna talk.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell you right now, you didn't do anything.
Of course I did.
Come here. You and I are gonna talk.
But the police have just put shades up me.
I know they did.
I could have got arrested for that. What?
You and I are gonna talk and you're gonna tell me exactly what happened. Because I guarantee you were probably telling them you were mad. And it probably took another 40 minutes before anyone listened to you. Come on, let's go.
What to say?
You're gonna come home with me and Jeepa. Let's go. Where's Miss Lehman? Because I don't want to talk to anyone but her.
She's not here. She's at a meeting.
Okay, so the principal again is not here willing to talk to the mother of this child. Where's my son's stuff? How am I going to find out what really happened? Am I going to see the camera? Am I going to get documentation of a report? How am I going to know what really happened today?
I'm not sure, Mr. Moore. I just got back from the
No information from admin once again.
We're going home.
Yes.
Stabbed.
Come on. I know.
You gonna report this to the news?
Yep.
The officer later admitted that he didn't know how to properly interact with disabled teens. The student was then locked in a seclusion room, which raises serious ethical and legal concerns. I can't even imagine how the mother must have felt. I honestly would have lost my mind. Here's another brilliant driver for you. The dashcam footage shows the car ahead of the vehicle swerving, nearly hitting another vehicle. However, it takes a moment to realize just what caused him to get out of the way. A sports car speeding on the wrong side of the road. It's impossible to tell if this was the result of alcohol, stupidity, or a combination of the two. But it's safe to say that all four of these cars were extremely lucky. Yelling and hollering are one thing, but this woman takes her anger with her neighbors to a whole new level. Surveillance footage shows her creeping up to a minivan in the middle of the night. After checking for any witnesses, she douses the van's wheels with a flammable material. Seconds later, the entire wheel well erupts into flames.
I see her at my van, scrambling to get my house shoes on, run outside and start yelling. We call the police, call the fire department, show them the video. Then around 4:42, I was looking because I couldn't go to sleep. I'm not sleeping. And I was looking and I saw her again.
Apparently, the owner of the van and the woman in the footage used to be friends, but had recently gotten into a fight. The craziest part? The woman came back and tried to set the van on fire again several hours later. Guess they are going to make up now. Just when you thought that people couldn't sink any lower, check out this New York City video of a 68-year-old man being robbed in an apartment lobby. CCTV footage shows a younger man waiting in the corner when the older gentleman strolls up and calls the elevator. The younger man then pulls a knife and accosts the victim. looking through his belongings before finally finding something of value and escaping. All of this was done for just $13, and the man is still on the run. Luckily, the elderly man was unhurt and nothing was stolen aside from the money. Imagine throwing your life away for barely enough money to buy lunch, especially in New York.
Ai, meu Deus do céu, vai cair, amor. Nossa, amor do céu, olha isso aqui. No.
An Indiana Jones-esque moment captured on camera in Brazil shows the moment a Zeppelin crashes into a local neighborhood. The Vamos Sao Paulo balloon can be seen descending at an alarmingly rapid pace before it hits the ground with a thud and deflates.
Minha Nossa Senhora, caiu em cima das casas. Tá todo mundo correndo agora na rua. Vai, vai. Meu Deus, eu vou lá com...
A loud crash can be heard alongside a few shrieks, though, by the looks of it, there's no sign of explosion to be found. Some people think that just because they're older, they can disrespect and look down on younger folks. This lady was at the salon and started talking down to her hairstylist and treating her terribly. The stylist decided not to stay quiet and stood up for herself.
And you'll be fine. You want to leave?
I will if you don't do my hair.
You have your color on and you want to talk to me like that?
Yeah.
Robin!
Sure.
Robin, she's my assistant.
She got his hair. I want you to do my hair. I'm
Robin,
not gonna tell you.
Robin, don't talk to me that way.
I can't.
You can go. No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
Oh my God.
Robin, you can go.
Like this?
Robin, you're not going to talk to me disrespectfully.
Well, then you don't either. I'm going to have you do my hair.
You're right.
I want you to do it.
Right. And just relax. Take a breath.
I will.
Take a breath. Robin, you can't talk to people like that and think that people are just gonna do whatever you say.
I came to get my hair.
I know, and I am running a full-blown business.
At one point, the woman nearly hit the stylist. Of course, the stylist decided to kick her out. And even then, the stylist kept speaking to her politely and respectfully.
And I'm training her, and she, wait, really? Honestly, Robin, if you don't want to hear me out and get to the resolution of this, you can leave with half your color on. Are you gonna fucking hit me? Robin, get the out. Robin, get out. And do not cause a scene in my business. You just almost went to hit me, and you know what? It's on camera. And make it
I have a lot of pressure
from
my daughter.
You know what? I have a lot of pressure too, Robin. We all have pressures.
I know.
Let's just end this. Here, Robin. Honestly, I appreciate you. I'm wasting so much product, and I don't want you to waste your time, but that was a lot. I'm gonna need you to go.
Okay.
I guess things got pretty wild.
You are trash.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Keep talking.
I will.
Okay.
With me, you classist bitch.
What you gonna do?
I tell you what.
I'm a stupid everybody.
Yeah,
I'm a
she
stupid
is a
nigga.
stupid.
He hit my plate. I'm a stupid.
Fix your car. And stop honking at people when you don't need to.
Shut your bitch.
So apparently, this former police officer hit this woman's car, and this is how he responds. He apparently doesn't mind hurling the N-word at her and all the people in the store. What's most impressive here is that the woman can clearly see that the man is armed, yet she still has the guts to confront him. Let's hope that he doesn't get near a badge again.
The BB gun, you psycho. You're a psycho. I'm on the phone with the cops. I don't give a f.
And they can hear how crazy you look.
Crazy I look?
Yes.
I just got shot.
I don't have anything to do with that. So get away from my door, Kelsey.
I'm not even at your door, you stupid. Really?
We wish we had a little bit more context for this one, because the video starts with the woman on camera holding a knife while on the phone with the cops. She then yells something about a BB gun, and it's clear that she's pretty intoxicated.
You're sitting there carrying a gun. You're hanging out of your shirt.
Gun?
A knife.
A gun?
You're standing up with a knife. You're holding it out of your shirt.
You shot
Then
me.
go talk to them about it. Get away from my door. The kids that are out there. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Go somewhere, Kelsey.
The woman filming is at least pretty calm and claims to not have anything to do with any BB gun related crimes and asks the knife-wielding neighbor to go back inside. Whatever is actually happening, this girl has no business holding a weapon while in this state. Upstate New York is a lovely place, but that doesn't mean you don't have to worry about encountering any threats. Take this insane video. Here's a person just minding their own business in their yard when they're suddenly attacked by a tiny red fox. Even though the woman is more than 6 times the little beast's size, it just keeps going after her, attacking her legs and feet while she frantically kicks at it. At one point, she even grabs the fox and twirls it around, throwing it several feet in the air before her husband runs up to chase it off with a stick. According to the person who posted the video, the fox was later caught and determined to have rabies, resulting in it needing to be put down. This makes sense, as foxes are normally pretty docile creatures. One of the strongest arguments for getting car insurance. You never know when a large billboard is going to fall on your vehicle. This video shows the moment heavy winds knocks down a billboard by the side of the road. It lands straight onto the path of a moving car and crushes its trunk. Thankfully, it seems like no one got injured in the accident, although the repair bill is certainly gonna hurt a whole lot. Breakups are apparently very difficult in Texas. Combine that with the fact that you can pretty much get a gun from a convenience store and you get scenes like this. It shows a Texas attorney walking into a bar to confront his ex-girlfriend before pulling a handgun from a bag and attempting to shoot her. Fortunately, the 2 patrons next to him sprang into action and tackled him to the ground before anything could happen. The only casualties from the encounter were the mirror just behind the woman and the man's legal career.
Man. Get out my yard. Get out my yard. Get out my yard. Mike, don't start. Get out my yard.
No, you call me with that bullshit.
Get out my yard. Get out my yard.
Come on,
get out. Get out my yard.
Come on, street talking.
Get out my. Get out my.
Call me talking to me like
some bullshit. Get out my yard. You getting ready to get punched. Get out my yard.
Speaking of not ending well, here's the man being told very clearly to leave his neighbor's property. However, things start to become physical. Even then, the man utterly refuses to take a hint.
Get out my. You're on my property.
I'm gonna give you the
get
first
out
one.
my
I'm
yard.
Give you the first one.
Give me the first one.
Go ahead.
Get out my yard.
You got the first one.
Get out my yard.
You got the first
Get
one.
out my yard, Mike. That's all I ask you. Bye.
I'll stay the fuck out there. Don't call me like a little bitch no more either.
Oh, now I'm gonna be your bitch.
Well, I just said you call me talking like a bitch.
Get out my yard, man. Go on about your
call
business.
I got a little attitude with you.
Bye.
Get the up off me.
No, you're in my yard.
And I can walk without you on my ass.
Bye.
I can walk without you on my ass.
Hey, man, y'all quit that shit, man.
You gonna push.
Don't do this.
Quick, man. I'll knock your out, Jeff.
He then dares the man to punch him, saying he's more than happy to give him the first one. Even going by sheer fitness, this is a bad call. The homeowner is remarkably calm given his confrontation, but just before the intruder leaves, things get physical again.
Man, y'all quit, man. Y'all go, man. Get out my yard. All right?
People, y'all crazy, man. What is y'all doing?
Get out my yard. Quit, man.
Get them. It's real TV, man. Y'all too old, though.
Come on.
It's real TV. Damn, I broke my ankle. Oh, man. You threw. He got the video out. Yeah.
Finally, things escalate, and the homeowner, who was being quite gracious, starts landing punches. After attempting some fancy footwork, he falls and breaks his ankle. Funnily enough, the three men all start laughing. I guess that's one way to de-escalate the situation. Another beautiful day in New York City. This time, we're treated to one of the Big Apple's famous street people, a naked man charging down the street with a metal pipe.
Lo loco Nueva York. Lo loco Nueva York. La vida de Nueva York, lo loco.
As he continues walking around the busy intersection, he swings the pipe at people who are just minding their own business. Imagine waiting for the bus, reading an article on your cell phone, when you get clocked on the head by a naked man. There doesn't seem to be any explanation for why he's doing what he's doing, and it's unclear whether he's having a mental health crisis, is on drugs, or some combination of the two. The best part is where he throws the pipe at a passing police car, which is about to make a U-turn to come and get him. This footage shows four armed men robbing a local barbershop in downtown New Jersey. The four men, all wearing masks, arrived in a silver SUV before entering the shop brandishing rifles.
We've never seen anything like this happen. Unprecedented. As brazen as it was in broad daylight, near our cathedral, around school dismissal time.
Remarkably, they brazenly chose a spot on a busy main street during the daylight, completely unbothered by many passerbyers and motorists around. Later, another robbery takes place in the city's underground gambling den, with the perpetrators being suspiciously similar to the barbershop burglars. The unprecedented crimes are sending the city into high alert. People who don't consider the efforts others put into the work really makes me sick. Take this piece of for example, who destroyed a sand sculpture thinking it would make her look funny. but all it does is make her look really stupid and like a total piece of. Here's an up-close and personal view of what it's like to be trapped in a tiny gas station with 150 other people while a Texas-sized twister is going on outside. The footage shows people scrambling for shelter as the gas station is pretty much ripped apart by the high winds and debris. Despite the video going black, nobody at this location died, though there were almost certainly some injuries.
Jessica, did I never mention to you? Right now! No. It's loaded at Hollow Point! Go back to your apartment! Now! Take care of Brian. Do it.
I'm not taking care of anything. We just said it could be nothing.
Well, I'll shoot you. What you got? I'll shoot you.
A few videos ago, we saw a man filming an argument between two people outside of his apartment. While it might seem like a little deal, this footage shows just how quickly things can escalate. As the man unlocks his door, you can hear somebody out in the hallway shouting about how it's loaded with hollow points, clearly referring to a gun.
Will you? Yes. Do you want me to pull the trigger? Pull it.
Moments later, the inevitable shot rings out. Remember, if someone tells you they're going to shoot you, believe them.
.2209, left straight southeast.
As dangerous as wild animals can be, the number one threat to humans is still, you guessed it, other humans. Take this footage from Alabama, which shows a man speeding in his Jeep and attempting to run over an off-duty police officer who just barely escapes into his home. In fact, the man who tried to run him over actually chases after him for a few moments before realizing that the officer is about to charge after him. Even with a gun pointed at his head, the assailant gets into his vehicle and backs it up, attempting to run over the officer a second time while bullets rain into the front of his Jeep. According to the charges filed against the perpetrator, the officer noticed a black Jeep Wrangler sitting in front of his home and asked the man if he needed help. The driver then begins to curse at him and attempted to run him over with no provocation. Both men suffered some injuries due to the incident, but the craziest part of all this is that there was no connection between them at all. The Jeep driver just went crazy. If there's anything worse than pranks, it's bullying. And even worse are the people who do it, if you can even call them people, because honestly, their actions are completely dehumanizing. This group of idiots decided to prank a 15-year-old boy by telling him everyone would be in costumes. To his surprise, they planned to show up without costumes, making him the only one dressed as Spider-Man so they could ridicule and laugh at him. As if that wasn't bad enough, they start laughing at him and even hit him. These aren't just pieces of they're the whole pile.
Oh, no!
Oh, that's crazy!
Honestly, it makes my blood boil watching these videos, especially seeing the girl who hits him. She's a total coward and a terrible person. But then, when you separate them from the group, none of them have the guts to do anything on their own. Cowards. All of them.
The guy's swerving all over the highway right now, and then I think he hit the wall too.
Here's some good Samaritans filming their encounter with a very drunk driver who seems to be swerving all over the road. They call the police to report him, but the driver soon leaves the road entirely and crashes. Unfortunately, one of the people in the car springs into action, pulling the injured person from the totaled car moments before it goes up in flames.
Oh, I guess a burning car.
While it's not great that they decided to live stream the whole thing, at least they decided to help rather than be useless bystanders.
Get away from me, no. Up in people's yards, ej się strąciłem.
According to the person who posted this video, this is a weekly occurrence. Footage shows a couple running down the street screaming at one another. Finally, the woman picks something up off the ground and goes chasing after the man.
She going after him?
We can't be 100% sure how this one ends, but it's later confirmed that the object she picked up off the street was a knife she's used to chase him out of the house last time. Must be quite the experience having these two as neighbors.
What the? No! Shoot me!
Carjackings and robberies are an unfortunate reality of living in the city. However, this video shows that some people are so over the threats that they just stand up to would-be thieves. Take this woman, for instance. When approached by a potential thief who clearly scares her nearly to death, she gets angry instead. She even dares the young man, who appears to be hardly out of his teens, to shoot her. Amazingly, she just stands there in the middle of the street, taunting the kid while he backs away, clearly confused. It just goes to show that robbers really only expect one type of reaction from their victims. If you stand up to them, they will sometimes be so surprised that they'll just back down. Of course, it's always safer to just relinquish your property and live to file a police report. This CCTV video from a courthouse shows the moment a convicted child abuser tried to flee after his sentencing. Two jurors immediately run in pursuit of the scumbag, who manages to escape the building, still in handcuffs. A third man soon follows suit. The 31-year-old Nicholas Carter was found guilty of aggravated assault against a 14-month-old baby. He eventually gets caught after tripping on the sidewalk and is now facing an additional charge for escaping prosecution.
Oh my God, it's a cyclist.
So here's the thing. People in Texas really love their trucks. It's also safe to say they have a somewhat uneducated stance on the climate and green energy. Hence the development of rolling coal. As this video shows, it involves accelerating and spewing toxic exhaust smoke all over an unsuspecting car or cyclist. Pretty immature, guys. In what is quite possibly one of the wildest traffic videos ever, a couple in a red Pontiac Grand Prix are being pulled over by a police officer. Apparently, they had been driving erratically, and the officer had found both drugs and drug paraphernalia in the car. That's not the crazy part. In an attempt to escape while the officer is distracted, the woman nearly drags the poor cop into traffic. But as she takes off down the road, she soon realizes that she has nowhere to go. Inebriated and clearly not thinking straight, the woman ended up literally splitting the car in two after colliding with a box truck. Apparently, she had had a warrant out of Illinois, which likely was why she tried to get away. Instead, she ended up in a hospital. This guy started his spring cleaning a little too late. If I were him, it'd be time to burn that house down and move on. As we've said many times, pranks are fun until they're not. This guy took things way too far when he pushed a cyclist into the water. Yes, he actually did that.
Today, my name's Jimmy the Bastard. Watch this.
Why? probably to gain followers or likes, but what he really achieved was just showing off his stupid behavior and proving himself to be a total bully. This woman is attempting to break into her neighbor's home with a ladder, but things don't go as planned. For starters, she placed the ladder on top of some scaffolding, so gravity quickly sends her collapsing to the ground. After spending a few minutes writhing in pain, the would-be home invader finally gets back up. The pure joy of watching this woman struggle to regain her composure after doing something both inconsiderate and illegal is just so worth it, especially when she seems to think about trying it again before finally just giving up altogether. There are entire YouTube channels that make their money off of showing insane videos from Russia. Here is one of the craziest. It shows a Russian energy firm employee working on a massive electricity substation in Krasnoyarsk territory, which is about 2,000 miles east of Moscow. At first, everything seems to be going fine. He opens up a few protective covers and moves a few levers around to adjust the flow of the power. Then, all hell breaks loose. The man and the photographer move fast to escape the now flaming building as smoke begins pouring out of the doors. Seconds later, multiple explosions rock the tiny area, which seems to be sitting right in the middle of a neighborhood. Though the men got out of there with their lives, it's unclear whether or not they were able to keep their jobs. This video captures a dramatic standoff between a robot and a gang member. While raiding a suspect hiding in a motel room, the police robot dodges a bullet and subdues his target by deploying tear gas into his room. Not going down without a fight, the 39-year-old man throws a bedsheet and fires shots at the robot. Alas, the robot is no match for him. It manages to weaken the suspect using tear gas before pinning him on the wall until human officers arrive.
Hello, Deputy Hines with the Sheriff's Office. Can I get your license, registration, and insurance, please? Put the drink down. I need your license. Put the drink...
Ma'am.
Excuse you. I need your license, your registration, and insurance.
But don't be a bully. You're a bully. And I don't like woman bullies. Period.
One thing that really bothers me is men who think they're better than women just because they're men. Take this sexist piece of shit, for example. He doesn't even take a female cop seriously because, she's just a woman.
Where are you headed today, sir?
I'm going to my doctor client. Ma'am, and guess what? You're messing with the wrong person.
Okay, sounds good. I need your registration and your insurance, please, sir.
My insurance is on my phone.
Okay, I need your registration.
I'll take my sweet time, sweetheart.
It's fine.
You bully me, you're done.
So you don't know why you don't know why I stopped you?
What?
You don't know why?
What?
I'm asking you.
I have no idea why you stopped me.
Because you're passing in a no passing, sir.
No,
twice
I
you did.
Middle lane.
No, sir. No, sir. It's not. It's a breakdown lane. Yellow.
In Delray Beach.
No, not in Florida.
Delray Beach.
Is in Florida, sir.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to pass on a double solid yellow line or a double solid breakdown line, sir. You did it twice.
You're bullying me.
Okay.
I don't like you. I really don't like you. Because you're not a good officer.
Okay.
I'll speak to your superior.
That's fine. So when the little yellow sticker comes on, sir.
Man, just don't tell me what to do.
Trying to help you find paperwork, sir.
I have everything here. I'm a CEO. I'm retired. I work part-time. It's hot. It's frustrating when people do 30 or 20 miles an hour.
He says he doesn't like female bullies, calls her terrible names, and then yells that he's a CEO as if that makes him superior. The scary part is that he actually believes he's more worthy just because he's a man.
You know what? You're dealing with the wrong man.
Okay,
I'm a
sir.
CEO.
Okay.
I'm intelligent. I have the best attorneys in the world.
All right,
and
sir.
you're messing with the wrong human being.
Okay.
You're a That's what you are. There it is. That's the old one.
Do you have a current one, sir?
You can tell if I'm registered. You know what?
Do you have the current one, sir?
I can't find it.
Okay, so you're telling me you don't have your current one. You're not going to look for the. Okay.
One more time. I can't find it.
Well, he finally gets what he deserves. A dose of reality where women and men are equal. And he gets arrested. Not that it changes the fact that he's a piece of shit and she's not. Maybe he learned his lesson. I doubt it. People like this don't change, but at least he got arrested.
So loud. What the heck? I think they're letting off something.
So, imagine that your town just went through a really bad storm. Finally, the night is calm again, and you start to hear this. Though it sounds like either a person being murdered or an animal from the 9th level of hell, it's actually a vent letting off steam. It may sound terrifying, but I bet whatever was going to happen if they let the pressure build up would have been way worse. The US has been on edge for years now about drag show performances, especially those that involve children as audience members. Putting aside the fact that kids love to dress up, many people think such performances are somehow inappropriate, the man in this video apparently being one of them. Footage shows the man going to a donut shop in Tulsa, Oklahoma that had previously hosted a drag queen art event. After bashing in some of the windows, the man lights a Molotov cocktail and throws it inside, attempting to start a fire. This is the second time in less than a month that the business has been vandalized. Fortunately, the damage wasn't too severe. Here's one of those videos that makes you wonder, why? This Boston Marathon runner was caught on someone's doorbell camera taking a shit in their front yard. What do you think? Was it an emergency or did he do it on purpose? Let me know in the comments. College students were some of the biggest spreaders of COVID back during the height of the pandemic, but most of them managed to keep their positive diagnoses to themselves. This Texas Tech student decided to share the fact that she was partying with COVID with the world.
Have COVID. The whole world has COVID. All of these people have COVID. So stop getting on my
While also sharing her disease with her classmates. Many people were quick to point out that she's just another Karen in the making. I guess this is just the larval stage.
Stop getting on my I'm having a good time. Thank you.
This ominous video shows a man who appears to be on a mission. He walks into an apartment building, goes up the stairs, and appears to try and cover a camera with an object. As it turns out, that object is poop. Lots of it. The next thing we see on camera is an angry man, most likely the apartment owner, exiting the building with what appears to be a baseball bat. He is then joined by another man, who helps him look for the smelly-handed assailant. One thing is for sure, he won't be happy when they find him. This incident takes Wake Up Call to the next level. The footage shows a boat rammed against a much bigger boat in the middle of the sea. The captain of the bigger ship, who's sound asleep in his quarter, does not realize what's going on until the other boat makes impact. The collision topples him off the chair where he's taking a nap as the boat rattles on impact. Not sure if the video is edited or not, but the dramatic music in the background makes it even funnier.
Take my hand.
Nah, man, you can go back on that side.
It's alright. Well, whatever. My pickle is badass.
It had the dog in there.
No, kill him.
He is, though.
Let him kill me.
Speaking of which, this guy seems intent to make a real impression on his neighbors. It doesn't seem that this is the first time he's dropped by to say hi after having more than a few drinks, but it's almost impossible to make out what he's saying, given his extreme level of intoxication.
Hey. Don't jump on that fountain.
I don't know anything. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna climb over.
Yeah, so just jump over. Jump over.
You're a badass? You're the bad one?
I didn't live there.
I wouldn't stand on that. I wouldn't stand. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, no.
Careful. Don't walk around the block.
She said be careful. Hey, man.
Hey.
You guys, I love you guys.
However, his attempt to climb over the fence results in him breaking his neighbor's fountain.
Jump over real quick, man.
Yeah.
Just jump over. Go. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. There you go.
Just don't break the fence. Just don't break the fence.
There you go.
I'm way better than you.
Fortunately, his second attempt is a success. When angry neighbors are involved, things can escalate very quickly. This footage shows two people arguing in front of a door. Suddenly, both of them pull out firearms and begin pointing them at one another.
Whoa! All right. Put your shit up. All right. Stop.
In a bizarre twist, a second person then comes out of the apartment just in time to get hit by a wayward bullet. No idea what she was thinking, because that could have ended even worse for her. These people threw a party on a yacht, and now they're popping balloons straight into the ocean. What bugs me the most is that they clearly have the resources to hire someone to properly dispose of the balloons, but instead, they choose to trash the planet with their junk. Unbelievable.
Dude, what the? Gotta love Miami charter boats. Let's throw a party. Pop every single balloon on the bow of the boat just right into the water.
And here's Karen at it again. This woman was caught by a neighbor in broad daylight while she was sabotaging a tractor. Clearly, this Karen has no shame or remorse. These two mascots are having way too much fun on the job. Cute teddy bear and pink koala are enjoying the house music being played and start dancing so energetically, like really energetically. Look at their moves, especially that aggressive twerk. Pink Koala gets way too into it that it starts climbing the railing and plops head first into the water below. Thankfully, the water is not that deep and a couple of crew quickly saves the drowning koala. Can't save it from embarrassment though.
You go the away right now. Get inside your goddamn house and shut the up. You're always a pain in my ass. This is a brand new car. Brand new.
Lots of neighbors like to scream, but this guy is really taking it out on an elderly couple who appears to have backed into his car.
I'm exchanging it with the dealer for another, and now I can't. Because you couldn't just back out straight. Just back out straight. It's a brand new car. I was right here. Right here. Did you not see the big black car behind you? I got out to make it easier for you. I got out of there to make it easier for you, even though you never do that for me. You never do that for me. But I backed out to make it easier for you. Give me your insurance.
The anger is pretty justified, but he didn't have to berate them quite this bad. Looks like this has been an ongoing situation with these two, but he'd be better just to let insurance handle it rather than losing his temper.
Is this your truck?
No.
No? Whose truck is this?
It's the company's truck.
What company do you work with?
I don't know because I barely started, so it's like one of my first trips out of town.
Okay. Do you know how much weight you're carrying?
No.
No? Okay. What do they use these for? Do you know?
For the fence.
For the fences? Do you have anything illegal inside the vehicle?
Oh, no.
No, anything?
No.
Anything illegal inside the wood here?
No, sir.
Nothing at all? Okay. You gave me consent to search the vehicle and everything inside of it. Morning.
Morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Good, sir. Yourself?
Good. Ready to work?
That's what I'm talking about.
Border Patrol officers caught a truck driver smuggling 5 illegal immigrants inside his cargo. The driver was searched at a traffic stop and initially appeared nonchalant.
Turn around. Turn around.
However, police suspected his lumber load and, upon a thorough search, discovered 5 grown men hiding in a compartment underneath the lumber.
Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for human smuggling.
¿Todos bien? Sí.
I think that's good, man. ¿Cuántos son? 5.
Chequense, todos bien, están todos bien de salud.
5 illegal immigrants were quickly referred to Border Patrol. In September 2017, 19-year-old Kanika Jenkins was found dead inside a latched freezer in the Crown Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. Jenkins had attended a party at the hotel, and CCTV captured her stumbling through the halls during the early hours of the morning. Her body was discovered hours later, with Kanika having succumbed to hypothermia inside the freezer. An autopsy revealed alcohol and topiramate, a drug used to treat migraines and epilepsy, were present in her system, and her death was ruled as accidental. Most people would love to take advantage of roads in Texas. Little traffic and big, wide lanes. What's not to love? Well, apparently missing your exit is a big problem. Watch the car on the far left. Upon realizing that he's about to miss his turn, he pulls a Maverick and slams on the brakes. Unfortunately, there's already a car back there, and he hits it so hard he causes a rollover accident. According to records, the woman in the RAV4 had to go to the hospital. She clearly had no idea what hit her.
Hey, let's hop on the elevator. Come on. Don't touch me. Get on the elevator. Don't touch me. Get on the elevator. I know. You don't know. You get out of here.
you old you don't know shit. Get off my elevator.
Touch me,
going
bro.
upstairs.
Touch me, bro. Touch me again, bro. Spit on that
I
nigga.
will. I'll do it again. This time it'll be right in your face. Get out of here. Come on.
As usual, there's no way of telling exactly how this encounter started. It's a young kid and an older man arguing in an elevator.
What you, boy? Damn!
What are you doing? All right. Did you see that on camera? Did you see what he did to me? Look at me. Look at my face.
What did he say?
I don't know what happened. Huh? I'm catching these people here. So.
What happened, bro? What happened,
Call
bro?
the police.
You said call the police? What happened, bro?
Huh? Sure.
I don't know what happened to this nigga, bro.
I don't know. I didn't see anything.
I ain't see anything because he's my nigga, bro. I ain't see anything.
Finally, the younger kid punches the older man, who goes to the hotel front desk and demands that they call the police. It's always difficult to tell who the aggressor is in these situations, but one thing is clear. It didn't have to end this way. This video is short, but it is still one of the craziest things we've ever seen on this channel. As if it was ripped straight from a Looney Tunes segment, the footage shows an Indian woman walking across the street when suddenly a massive water tank falls right on top of her. If this were an anvil or a piano like in the cartoons, you'd rightfully expect her to be in pretty bad shape. However, the tank is actually empty. So when passerby rush to her aid, they're relieved to see her completely unharmed. She even pops her head out of the giant rain barrel as if to say, "Oh, what the heck was that?" As the video poster commented, this is apparently one of those only in India moments.
So I was kicked out from the flight from Spirits because I'm wearing a crop top. She's kicking me out. I'm coming back to the gate. Me and my friend because we are wearing crop tops.
This viral video is spawning divided opinions all over the internet. The clip shows 3 women being kicked out of their Spirit Airlines flight for wearing crop tops.
We were wearing crop tops like this, you know, just like a little bit of stomach showing. Crop tops, and a male flight attendant came up to us and aggressively said, mumbled, "Put something on," and then walked away.
One of the women recorded the tense argument with the flight attendants, who demanded that they put their sweaters on over their crop tops. The women refused because the aircon inside the cabin wasn't working at the time.
Yeah, you can't, I mean, there's nothing that says you can't wear a crop top.
And if you do that, then you're moving me and my toddler from a plane to go back home.
What the heck?
So you're going to do that as well.
Over what?
Humans that way. A business cannot treat humans this way.
Dude, just chill.
We're back it up anyway. But what's the problem? I don't understand.
He's going to go back to the gate over you not wearing a sweater? They all agree. They're on our side. But this guy is trying to kick us out of the plane because she's wearing a crop top. And because I'm wearing a crop top.
At one point, they insist to see if there was a dress code regulation that prompted such a strong reaction.
He's telling both of us to put our sweaters on. And then we're like, oh, can we see a dress code? Like, is there a policy that says we can't wear crop tops on the plane?
It was very hot. So everybody had their sweaters off. I said, well, if your body is inappropriate, then so is mine, because I also have a crop top under my sweater. And I took my sweater off and I was like, so if they're kicking you off this flight, then they're also going to have to kick me and my toddler off of the flight.
In the end, the women were asked to leave the carrier without a refund. In an interview, they said they had to spend another $1,000 for new flight tickets, all over crop tops.
We're kind of embarrassed as well because we felt we were being treated like, I don't know, like criminals. You know, everyone in the plane was looking at us.
The public opinions are divided. Some think that the airline is blowing things out of proportion, while some criticize the women for not simply agreeing to put on their sweaters. Which side are you on?
Oh, got beef over here. Publix, Palm Springs.
This is a clear example of collateral damage. The guy started filming a fight between two women because one of them parked in a disabled spot.
You're going to hell. You're going to hell. You started it. You're going to hell. And your kids are too. She started it. Put it on YouTube. Put it on YouTube. Put it on YouTube. She started it. I love it. I love it. Get into it.
Hell yeah. You got beef.
She's on me. Don't ask for John. Ask for the money. Don't ask anybody for the money. Get a job.
Is it tripping? Uh-oh.
When the woman sees him, she approaches, tries to hit him, and attempts to break his phone.
Erase that.
Lady, are you crazy? Whoa, whoa. Lady.
Or I'll punch the out of you.
Hey, lady, you're crazy.
Erase
lady. Lady. Move.
During the struggle, she falls to the ground.
No, you can't hit me. Yeah, call them. You hit me. I got you on camera hitting me.
After that, the woman calls the cops, but when they arrive, they don't validate her actions against him. Listen closely to what the officers say.
So, you made your initial report. I'm just going through it so you understand where we are.
Yes.
You made your initial report, and at that time, we couldn't find her. We couldn't identify her. Later, the next day, she gave her version of the story to another deputy. And she described the encounter similar to what you described, except she said that you approached her, she didn't know who you were, and she was threatened. You know, a strange man that she doesn't know, you know, like getting that close to her, she didn't know who you were.
Did you see that in the video?
Okay. Sir, your video is just one element of what we include in our investigation. Okay? I don't know what editing went on with that.
There's no editing. The full video.
Sir, I'm just telling you that we don't, you know, like,
I get it.
She gave her opinion.
Okay.
You told me what happened. You didn't have any mark or scratch on you.
That doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
Okay, sir.
It's unbelievable how they focused on everything else. They even suggest that he edited the video. They're clearly taking sides, and the situation is anything but fair. The other thing that puts the T in Texas is trucks, and this video proves it. A nice pickup will set you back a pretty penny in the US, so it's pretty amazing to see this road rage incident turn into a literal game of bumper cars.
Hey, what the?
Easily the best part of the footage is the woman filming, who seems to think that honking her horn will get the two drivers to stop destroying their own and each other's property.
Okay, you stop waiting in and I'll move it.
Well, you live over there, not over here.
We're not even in your f***ing driveway, bro. We're in the neighbor's house.
In lots of cities, the only thing that separates you from your neighbors is a fence. And depending on how well you get along with the people on the other side, that fence might as well be a battlefield front line. This video shows a man confronting his neighbor over how the fact he's using his hose to spray dirt all over people's vehicles because he doesn't like them parked in front of his house.
Here's what we gotta do it.
In response, the man decides the best thing to do is spray him rather than have a simple conversation.
I'm rinsing my shit down.
Go ahead.
I got gophers over here.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Record it. Go ahead. What are you doing, bro? Stop wetting everybody. What are you doing?
You live over there. I live over here.
You ain't gonna win.
You're in public, homie. You're in public, homie. You're in public.
Things then get physical, with the two men fighting over the house while both of them get sprayed. In a way, this could have been a fun Saturday afternoon.
My property. Now you're being trespassed.
Yeah, whatever, homie. You. Talk about to the street, f him up. That's what he wants.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, homie. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's gonna happen.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm getting people into shit that they're not even supposed to be in. All the time. It's all cool. And you're doing bull.
This is one of the wildest and most tragic videos we've seen. A 23-year-old man in Hyderabad, India was staying at the VV Pride Hotel with his family when we walked around a corner to find a dog. For some reason, the man then decided to chase the dog through the hotel hallways, but that's where things took an even worse turn. As the young man ran down the hall, he failed to realize that the window in front of him was actually open. As he approached it, his feet slipped, sending him toppling out into the street 3 stories below. Other people in the hotel quickly reacted but were unable to do anything to save the man who now lies on the street. Though he was rushed to a nearby hospital, doctors declared him dead on arrival. This man takes customer complaints to a blazing height. Unhappy for having to wait a long time to take out his savings, 22-year-old Nur Islam marches into a bank in downtown Melbourne, Australia, and douses petrol all over the carpet before setting it alight. Pandemonium breaks out, with people rushing to get out of the door, including a mom with a pram. Must say, it's pretty chilling to watch the CCTV screen get engulfed in flame. A lot of times, Karens play the victim in front of younger people, saying they're being rude, and we've seen plenty cases like this on public transportation. However, this time, it was completely the other way around. Keep watching to hear what the girl says.
So it is official. Last night, I experienced my first Karen. Per usual, on my route home, I hop on the train. At this time of the night, it is always pretty packed, so I gotta go to the first few train cars in order to find a seat. It was slim pickings because, again, it was busy. So I decided to sit in front of this older lady. As I approached and sat down, she was, sitting in her seat, legs crossed to the side, minding her own business on her phone, whatever, cool. The second I sit down, she leans into me and goes, "Can you move to the seat next to you?" And I look at her puzzled and I'm like, why? She goes, "Because I want my feet where you're sitting." I didn't answer. I just looked at her, kind of like. She goes, "So, are you gonna move?" And I looked at her, I said, no, I'm not moving. She's like, why not? I told her because I'm sitting here. So she said, "Well, I want my feet up and there are plenty other seats for you to sit in, so you go move so I can put my feet up. I'm an old lady, I think I have the right to do so." I said, I'm not moving. Sorry, but I have every right to sit here. And from that point on, she starts mumbling to herself, insulting me and whatever. And as I'm sitting there minding my business, trying to get my ticket ready for the conductor, she starts sliding down in her seat. And she is now touching me with her feet against my legs. And I thought at first it was an accident. Thought nothing of it. I was like, okay, maybe she just doesn't realize how close she is to me. I bring it up to her and I ask her, I was like, "Sorry, ma'am, but you're touching me. I would really appreciate if you would not do that." She said, "Oh, well, you're sitting where I want my feet, so I'm going to continue to touch you until you move."
Now, let's check out the footage of what happened.
Anywhere they want.
The woman puts her legs on top of the poor girl. The girl points it out and the woman says, "I'm sorry," but then keeps doing the same thing.
You were actually harassing me. You were touching me without my consent. Do you realize that? I'm sorry.
It would be so easy to put her legs somewhere else. However, the girl doesn't hold back, and rightfully so, because there is plenty of space. And it's obvious the woman is doing it on purpose and acting childish.
And this is up until I decided to sit here. Your feet were in your space. Please, thank you.
I think you should stop the train for her.
You decided to move your feet and touch me. Get your feet off of me! How dare you? You're 75? You should be ashamed of yourself. You were acting like a child.
Who's the child?
You!
You're the child. You have the whole train to sit on, but you want to sit with me?
These are empty seats. There's plenty of space. You did not decide to do this until I sat here. You were the one causing the issue. You decided that you were all high and mighty. You got to sit in your high pedestal. And when I decided to come sit here, you decided to cause the problem. And you were still touching me.
The leg battle continues, and even other passengers call her out. But she keeps up the same arrogant attitude, with her feet still on the girl. What do you think? A man walks into a bar and throws paint at the patrons. That's certainly not the kind of joke anyone will laugh at. This surveillance camera shows the moment a hooded man sneaks into a bar with a can of paint and then splashes it all over the unassuming guests. While the innocent bystanders are still trying to process what happened, the perpetrator can be seen running outside where a second scumbag is waiting. The second guy also throws red paint at the front of the building shortly before the two cowards bolt on their van.